YWCA McLean County
is dedicated to
eliminating racism,
empowering women,
and promoting peace,
justice, freedom,
and dignity
for all.
My wife Christy and I have had our kids at the Y for about 5 years. We got Zion when he was 3.5 months old, and he was in care, and I think he was going here before we were. So he's been here since he was 3.5 months. His sister is in the Y, and we've had her since she was 6 weeks old. So they've been through every room, one after another, and we've had pretty much the same teachers and aides all the way through. The diversity was important to us, and we did look around to see what other options we had at different times, and there was just never any other place that would pull us away from here.
I've been with the Y for several years. My name is Susie Schultz. They come in 5 days a week and help me with things that I can't do anymore by myself, like the cleaning and fixing meals, with bathing sometimes, grocery shopping, and without them I wouldn't be able to stay in my home. I wouldn't be able to get to the grocery store. I wouldn't be able to do all the things that I can do now if it wasn't for the Y.
I'm Nancy, and I started at the Humane Society volunteering about a little over 12 years ago by bringing my granddaughters to help. I mainly deal with the kitties, and I get a lot of enjoyment out of this, and I do a lot of volunteer hours for the Humane Society, but I've found that I get more out of it than what I give. And a mutual friend of mine that volunteers also here has gotten me into Join RSVP, which I have found to be very rewarding. I'm not only helping the Humane Society and the animals, but I'm also helping the Y.
YWCA RSVP volunteers allow for me at Project Oz to be able to get away from my desk and the front desk. RSVP provides the volunteers to sit at the front desk, to answer phones, to greet our clients.
I also use the Medivan to get to physical therapy. It's better for me because it's one person at a time. You don't have to make a round through town to pick up other people, and maybe you're the first one on, the last one off. But on the Medivan, you're the only one. You get there and you get back home.
Good ride. They come and get me and take me to where I need to go. Yeah, it's good service.
The YWCA has done so much for me over the past, coming on 3 years now. I started out using the individual counseling services here with Nicole, and also did group counseling, and now Nicole and Valerie both do it, and they're both they're awesome. Bottom line, they're awesome. They're very understanding. They help you understand how you're feeling. They validate your feelings, and then they also show you what's normal, and so you don't feel like you're alone. And that's another great thing about the group, is you meet so many great people who sadly are going through the same thing that you are, but you have that support group that you didn't have before. And that support system to me was essential in helping me grow throughout the past few years.
All the things that we do lets people know that yes, there are still issues. You know, why do we even have these events if we thought the fight was over? The fight's not over. And one of the saddest things that happened to me most recently was my mom just moved to assisted living here in Bloomington. She'd been living in another apartment independently for 15 years, and she's now going on 86, and she's not as able as she used to be. And she's very fair-skinned. She's much lighter than me, but she's African-American. Both her parents are African-American. She just happens to be very light-skinned. One of her biggest concerns after they told her she had a room and that she could come to the place was, well, what if, are they going to ask me if I'm black? What happens if they find out I'm black? Will I be able to stay? And it almost made me cry. I don't want to cry now as I'm taping this, but here she is, almost 86 years old, and she's still worried about if someone knows that she's black, will she not be able to stay at a certain place? Why should she have to worry about this in 2012? When she was born in 1926 and growing up before civil rights, absolutely she experienced many Jim Crow situations and all that. But today she's still worried, and she's worried because the place that she left, she'd been there for 15 years, and there were many times women would say things around her not knowing that she was African American because she was so light-skinned, and they would reveal their prejudices, and she would speak up and say something, and then they would realize, oh, I shouldn't have said that. Oh, Alma's black. And then she would discover who were the real friends and who were the people that were not so friendly. And so she's worried about that as she went to the new place, because she thought if she didn't let them know up front, she didn't know if she was going to have to deal with somebody saying something mean. So it bothers me that so many people think that there's nothing wrong, there's no prejudice, there's nothing going on in our community, when in fact even my 86-year-old mother is still having to worry about that.
The women that we see at YWCA McLean County and that we have the honor to serve as our clients are women who are like-minded with our mission. They seek us out because they know and have some sense of confidence that they'll be respected and honored, and that we really are just a partner with them for whatever decisions that they're making, opportunities that they're taking advantage of, and where they're going in their lives. Look at the ways that we support women in this community. We're there for moms who are going back to school and who are working. We are there for older women who are alone but really want to stay in the home, or maybe they were married and they raised their family. We are there for the newly retired who's got so much more to give and a ton of energy and a lot of skill and expertise to bring to the community. We gather women in amazing ways at our different programs and events for networking and socialization and support. Certainly our sexual assault program and the way in which it heals, supports, respects, comforts those who have been affected so traumatically by violence is a remarkable opportunity to be a part of someone's life. I can think about our Girls BU program, which is new, and we're hoping to continue to grow that, and the ways in which we saw young women in high school come in and leave young women in high school who are going to be future leaders for sure. It's quite an amazing place to see the ways in which women take advantage of what we have to offer and what they make of it. And we're really privileged to be able to offer those services in this community.
So we all have moments in our lives, teaching moments. And for me, as a woman, as a person of color, as a mother, of son and 2 daughters, as the daughter of Chinese immigrants who came to this country and first born here in the States, a lot of those moments for me have been about gender, race, stereotypes, and power. And so for me, what the YWCA McLean County means to me is that it brings meaningful programs to teach children, to teach people of color, to teach women who have had moments like this, how to get through them, and not only get through them, but emerge on the other side as a more powerful person.